Hey everybody, Filip here, and in this video I would like to talk about losses. I would like to talk about losses because I think it's a huge part of winning, and it's a huge part of our life and also a huge part of a sport life. This season has been full of challenges and new experiences, both on the national team part and also on the club side. And unfortunately, any of the event that we have participated in, we couldn't succeed or we didn't deliver what we wanted to deliver, and it is pretty frustrating, but at the same time it is pretty much to learn from, and that's why I'm doing this video. The official season started for me in Birmingham in the World Games. It was like a small Olympics. The atmosphere of the whole event was really different, and it was an amazing experience, but of course we went there to succeed. And we set up a goal. We didn't succeed it how we wanted, so that was the first loss of the season in the semi-finals, but at least we have delivered the bronze medal for our team and for our country. Then there was the EFT. It was sooner than usual. It was in Switzerland. We have delivered pretty good results, and I think we have performed pretty well, but at the same time we knew it was just the preparation for the upcoming World Cup. Then the club season started. The beginning of the season for FBC was, I would say, pretty good. Besides the first game where we lost against Vecchio, it was a good start. Then the first stop of the season came. It was the World Championships in Zurich. We lost in the finals, and especially for me it was a really tough loss because it happened what it happened. I got the 10 minutes penalty and couldn't help my team, and it was really tough, and until now I still have it in the head, and it's not easy to work with that, but it happened, and that was another lesson this season we've been given. And then it continued towards the club season, and we have made it to the cup final against Falun, and we lost 10-2 or 11-2. That was another huge loss. And then the playoffs came, and we of course felt much better. I think that we have learned as much as we could from the losses, but we lost in the quarterfinals against Pixbo. Of course they were better in the 6 matches, there is no doubt about it, but it was another loss for us and for me, and the lessons I've been given felt like it's maybe too much, but then I sat down and thought about it and came up with this solutions, or with this perception of the losses, which I want to share with you. I don't like to lose, and I will always want to win, and I think the losses, they have a reason, and I think it's a feedback on the process that me and the club and the national team have decided to go. So that's why I'm saying we've been given these lessons, because I think it's just the perception of our mind, how we perceive it and how we judge it. I think it's good feedback on the process, and if you lose, it gives you some kind of questions for yourself to ask. You shouldn't ignore it and really respect it, I would say, and even appreciate it, because the losses are maybe even more important than the wins. Because before you win, you have to get as many lessons as possible to be as much prepared as possible in the end. So that's how I feel the losses are so much important, and maybe even more important than the wins. Of course I don't like to lose, and I will always want to win, but the feedback I am getting in the form of the result on my process is the most important thing for me, because I respect the process, and I think the journey is the destination. And because the journey is the destination, the result gives me a feedback on the journey, and if the feedback is good, it means that we win. It's probably a good journey and a good process that I've chosen. If it's a loss, it's a feedback that something needs to be changed. But also I'm conscious about that if we win, probably the process is good, but the competition will get better. And it means that we also have to go on and keep on working harder and harder and getting better and better. So I just wanted to share my perception of losses, because I think it's sometimes pretty hard to still receiving the lessons and still lose, even though you're really trying hard to win. But the mindset of that the journey is the destination gives me an unlimited energy to step up again and to work even harder and harder, and it's just a harder motivation for me and bigger motivation for me to keep on going. And this motivation comes from why I am doing this, why I am doing this. So what I want to say is, if you have a strong why, then the how is pretty simple to do. So ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this craft? Why am I doing this sport? And so on and so on. And if you can answer this question and you really believe it from inside of you and you really follow the inner voice that says you the truth, then the how and the process that should fulfill this why is the main motivation, and it comes from inside of you. And then there is no question if I want to go or not want to go to the gym, because the question has no sense. If I really believe in the why, then that's the why I am working for, and if it's the true why that is coming from inside of me, then I'm gonna do it no matter what it takes. I'm gonna do it, and if it takes that I go to the gym, there is no question if I want. I just go to the gym because that's the motivation I have. So before you start to do something, ask yourself, why am I gonna do it? And then ask yourself another question, does it make sense for me? If the answer is yes, then just go for it and really believe in it, because that's what the most important thing, in my opinion, is to have fun and to do things that make sense for you. And if it doesn't make sense for the others, I don't care. It makes sense for me, and that's the most important for me. I know sometimes it's hard that people are saying that you are different and you think different and you shouldn't do this and you should do that. But if you really follow your inner voice and the inner voice is saying you that that's right, then you should really go for it and believe in the journey, because the journey is the destination. And maybe I'm not right, I just wanted to share the perception of the things that I do and the perception of losses I have, because I think the loss is a part of a life and it's a really important part of life. And if you haven't found your why or your craft, what you want to do, just keep on exploring and it will come. But really put the energy and the work into exploring what you really love, and to find something you love, you have to explore pretty deep, and asking yourself if you have explored enough to be able to say that that is not for you. So that's my why, and I wish everybody to explore their why and to explore the reason why they do things what they do. My why is to win, and for me the win is the feedback on the process that I am working on. So this season we and I have received a lot of feedbacks. Now it's time to rest a little bit, maybe think a little bit, and then we're gonna work on the process and the journey again and again and again. So let me know down below what you think about this video, how you also deal with the losses, and remember always that win is a process. And you can also read the description down below, where you can find more information and some, I think, exciting news. So read the description down below and win.